Hello everyone, welcome back. If you've seen my videos before, if you haven't, my name's Matt. I'm a recovering alcoholic, an addict, uh, live with multiple mental health disorders today, and I'm a survivor of multiple suicide attempts. If you have seen my videos before, you're probably wondering by now, and the answer is yes, I do own more than two shirts. And all of them are sleeveless, and I just don't have a wide variety of colors. This is how I'm comfortable, so this is what you get. Um, I wanted to talk today a little bit about my story, uh, just kind of let people know where I come from and why I'm doing what I'm doing today. As far back as I can remember, there was never really anything about me that I liked. Um, I didn't like my name. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I sounded. There was just I didn't like me, and um, that's what led to the multiple suicide attempts mostly. Um, I wanted to do something about not liking me, and that was the most permanent solution I could think of. It later led to the drugs and alcohol, which covered up those feelings for a while. Um, I was drinking when I was 14 years old to try to cover up those feelings, and doing drugs at 14 to try to cover up those feelings. Um, the mixture of my mental health disorders and the substances I was using ultimately led me to Children's Psychiatric Hospital at the age of 14, and that was not my first stay in a mental health facility. Um, I've been to many facilities, and um, even as recently as February of this year, I was in Sun Behavioral for 3 days um, for another suicide attempt. Um, I've tried to learn my whole life to live with who I am and how I feel, and it's been a constant struggle. Um, it wasn't until 2013 um, that a suicide attempt led me to the road to recovery. Um, I was a heavy drinker. I drank about a 30 pack a day, and I was getting multiple different medications from multiple different doctors, and I was abusing all of them. Um, and what ended up happening was I drank about a 30 pack that day and um, took over 14,000 milligrams of Seroquel trying to end my life. Um, Luckily, I was found laying in the full service bay of Richie's Car Wash on Dixie Highway in Erlanger, half naked, unresponsive, asphyxiating on my own vomit. Um, I was lucky to survive that. But when I woke up in the ICU again, um, something was different this time. I had what I now know was a moment of clarity. I've heard a lot of people talk about that moment of clarity, and the best way I've heard to describe it is that moment when God paralyzes the liar in you long enough for you to see the truth. And God paralyzed the liar in me that was telling me that what I was doing was working, that my life was okay, that my life was manageable. Long enough for me to see the truth that I had no idea what I was doing. I was just out there trying to use drugs and alcohol and money and women and material possessions, to try to make me feel better about myself. Um, so that's what I've been working on for the last 10 years, is trying to figure out how to feel better about myself. And some days um, are really good days, and some days are not. Um, some days are a real struggle, and I end up laying in my bed under the covers, paralyzed by fear, and I just don't know what to do. Um, but other days it's very easy for me to get up and get out and be a part of the world and be productive. That's why my videos will be sporadic. I probably won't be making videos every day. Um, I'll be making them when I feel like I can, you know. So in the last 10 years, I've learned that there is no um, cookie cutter recovery, as they would say. There, there are a multitude of things that people um, may need to recover from, some of which I've mentioned already. Um, but what we have to do is we have to learn to figure out what works for us. You know, um, some people with mental health disorders and no substance use background at all, will do fine with therapy and medication. Some people don't need medication, and just therapy is enough. Um, so it's all about finding out what's right for us, what works for us. Um, the goal is to be reasonably happy the majority of the time, and that's about the best we can hope for. Um, I've been looking into a lot of different things recently. One of them is neurodivergence. And from my understanding, and please anybody correct me if I'm wrong, um, neurodivergence can mean that you are on the autism spectrum, um, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Neurodivergence basically means, from my understanding, that I don't think right. I just don't think right. And that has been my experience my entire life. You know, people talk about that little angel on one shoulder and a little devil on the other, and um, I don't have those. I have an idiot on this shoulder and an idiot on this shoulder, and when I look to this one for advice and I get the advice, I look to the other one to to compare, and this idiot looks at me and says, "What are you looking at me for? You heard him. Let's go." You know, I don't make good choices. I really don't. And I compound that when I drink and when I do drugs. I make it worse. Um, Gotten to do some pretty amazing things in my recovery. Um, I've had the opportunity to speak in jails and in front of inmates, prisons, in front of police officers at CIT trainings. Uh, I've spoke a lot of different places to share my story, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. The reason that I asked everybody to share their stories or a little 15-minute video of theirs is um, because when I do this, it helps me. I may help someone else out there today with this. I may not, but I know that talking about it to someone else, letting it out, helps me. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned um, in the last 10 years is just trying to help someone helps me. I don't even have to be successful. I just have to try because that makes me forget about me for a little while. It makes me stop thinking about my problems and what I don't like about me and what I don't like about the world around me. And, you know, um, I'm focused on helping someone else. That's been the biggest key to my recovery over the past 10 years is helping others. Um, I am a spiritual person, not a religious person. That's also a big part of my recovery, has been for 10 years. Um, I don't want to talk about that too much because I don't want to turn people off. Uh, if you're atheist or agnostic, that's okay too. You can still recover. You know, like I said, we need to find out what works for us. And that is another reason why, and yes, I'm going to promote it again. That is another reason why I think that these resource pages are so needed. Um, I should start pulling this stuff up before I do the videos. That might help. Of course, again, we have the national resource page, and I want to make this accessible. And it is right now, but we don't have much filled in. Um, I want to fill up every state. I want to make this as accessible to anyone out there as I can. I made a couple QR codes. Once I send them to my computer, then I can share them with you all in a later video. But the QR codes will take you straight to the National Resource page and to my page, the Northern Kentucky page. Um, we do have a little bit of Indiana, New Jersey. I think I should be wearing my glasses. Some Utah, Texas, California, New York. We have a few things filled in certain places, but we still have a long way to go. Um, I have someone that I'm talking to right now about the possibility of doing some stuff for Michigan, and there was another state, I forget which one it was. Um, but anyway, we still need a lot of help. There's still a long way to go. If you're interested, my contact information is right here, and I'll show you again at the end. Just contact me at mattmason74@yahoo.com. Um, I'll actually go back to this, and I will stop my sharing for a minute, and I'll pull up that little closing. Um, Recovery has changed my life, and I think I'm living the best life now that I ever have. I still have my bad moments. Um, I still get crippled by fear and depression and anxiety and you know, but I keep pushing on today and I keep working on my solution, uh, which may be different from yours. And as long as I continue to work in that direction, continue to make progress, that's what matters. None of us are ever going to be perfect, but we need to try to continue to make progress every day. If you're interested in sharing a little part of your story with us, please send it to me. Um, I'll put it on here as quickly as possible. I want people to know that they're not alone. I want, you know, everyone to understand that this is not limited to one or two people. This is something that our country is struggling with right now, big time. Um, and the access to the help is just not there. So let's change that. Thank you all again for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and share and like these videos. Um, Share these videos as much as possible. We need to get the word out there. I don't care what social media platform you share them on. I don't care who you share them with. This information is for everybody. There is no wrong person to share this information with. This is for everybody. If you're interested in helping with the National Resource page or with my local resource page, um, please reach out to me at mattmason74@yahoo.com. Just put in the subject line national page, resource page, something like that, so that I know that it's not spam. So I know that, I don't need to just delete it. I need to check it out, and uh, I know that it's someone out there trying to help. Um, thank you again for watching. Please, please, please share this as much as possible, and let's get the word out there and let's help as many people as we can. Thank you.